props here on PrizePicks for Wednesday, December 28th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There's also a Discord link in the description where the main server is completely free. We do also have the Patreon link, where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not gambling advice, simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. Take the information I give you, use it with the own information you've gathered, and then make your own decisions based on that. But let's get into you guys two props here that I do like. Wednesday, December 28th. Both these plays are going to be fantasy scores here. But yeah, let's get into it. The first one is going to be Zion. I'm going to take his over 43.5. I think we're getting a little bit of a discount here considering he missed a couple games. Recently because of COVID. I think he, hasn't played since December 19th. I think he was cleared the protocols before their last game, but he just didn't have his feet under him, so he missed a game for conditioning reasons. Practiced fully yesterday, has already talked about in an interview that he's going to be fully ready to go for this game here at home for the Pelicans against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, taking a look here, the spread for this game is New Orleans is 6.5-point home favorites, 234 over under. Both these teams are top 11 teams in pace. I think Minnesota is 5th in pace. New Orleans is going to be 11th in pace here. But Zion Williamson, if we take a look here, this season games without Brandon Ingram, he's hit the over on this fantasy score line 10 of 13 times. He's only missed 3 times against Milwaukee, Lakers, and Denver. 10 of 13 times he's hit the over on this current fantasy score line of 43.5. We know his usage is going to be through the roof. We know his fantasy points per minute is insane. Over his last 10 games, 1.39 fantasy points per minute, which, again, for players that are playing tonight, this is the 5th best of players playing tonight, 1.39. I mean, if we get 30-plus minutes here for Zion, just based on what we've seen, this should be an easy over. I think, this, again, like I said, a little bit of a discount here. Great matchup as well. If we take a look at points to the power forward position, Minnesota is 3rd overall, giving up the 3rd most points to the power forward position. They're also giving up the 2nd most assists to the power forward position, as well as like the 6th most assists to the steals to the power forward position at 1.5 steals per game. We know Zion can get those stocks, right here against Toronto, 4 steals, 2 blocks. He's pretty much had at least 1 steal or 1 block in every single game, and he's got multiple games here with multiple steals and blocks, which really do help that fantasy score as well. He does obviously shoot at such a high field goal percentage with most of his shots coming at the rim. Like I said, both these teams extremely high teams in pace. Like I said, should be a ton of possessions here for both teams. If we take a look at pace for both these teams, Minnesota on the season 5th, and New Orleans is going to be 11th overall. And like I said, I don't think there's really anyone on New Orleans that's going to be, Minnesota's going to be able to guard Zion without no Kyle Anderson, no Towns. Rudy Gobert is going to be there in the center, but he's going to be, guarded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas can spread the floor, which I think should pull Rudy away from the basket a little bit to allow Zion to attack the rim here. Like I said, I just think this line is just a little bit too low for Zion. First game back, obviously there is sort of like them monitoring his minutes a little bit, but I don't think that should be a factor. It's not like he missed an extended amount of games for like an injury or anything like that. It was just he was in health protocols, missed a couple games, but I think he should be playing his normal workload tonight, which is probably going to be in the 35-plus range if the game can remain close. I expect Zion to just have his normal workload. So I like Zion here over 43.5 fantasy scores. The first play. The second play is we're going to be looking at Kyle Kuzma over 36.5. Now, this play is somewhat, being dictated by if Bradley Beal is going to play. I think Bradley Beal is not going to play in this game. He's been ruled questionable already today, and earlier this morning actually was ruled questionable. So that usually, just based on what we've seen, means the player is probably not going to play here. He was unavailable for the final few minutes of Tuesday's win over 76ers, and it is the second half of a back-to-back set here. So just keep that in mind for Bradley Beal here. But I like Kuzma without Bradley Beal. Again, he could hit the over on this with Bradley Beal playing, but I actually love it if he's ruled out. I think if he is ruled out, this will bump up. But Kuzma just played the Phoenix Suns, just played them, like literally the 20th, 8 days ago in Phoenix. And he had 49 fantasy points. He had 29, 6, and 6 with 2 steals and only 2 turnovers. Shot 10 for 19 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3, 4 for 6 from the free throw line, and plus 7 overall. No personal fouls here. Kuzma played extremely well. Essentially one of the second best fantasy point performances by a forward this season or recently in the month of December against Phoenix. Now, Kyle Kuzma, if we take a look at a few things here, with Bradley Beal on the court, All right, Kuzma has a usage rate which is third on the team at 27.3, and without Bradley Beal, that jumps up to 31.6. So without Bradley Beal, he does have the highest usage rate on the team at 31.6 usage. I mean, 31.6 usage is a high usage rate for any player, especially for a player like Kuzma. We know he's going to shoot the ball, right? We know Kuzma loves to shoot the ball, kind of somewhat, I don't want to say a ball hog, but we know he loves to shoot the ball. Taking a look at his game log this season, I mean, let's just take a look at his game log without Bradley Beal. He's probably looking at, I don't know how many shots a game. He's going to take probably around 20 shots per game tonight. I mean, 13.4 this season, sorry. Let's see, Kuzma field goal attempts. I mean, this is without Bradley Beal, right? This season, he's had 4 games still over 20 plus 3 free field goal attempts. Another 18, 13, 14, 16, 16, 18. I think he's good for around 22 field goal attempts tonight against Phoenix, a team that he just had, you guys. Literally 8 days ago in Phoenix on the road, just had 49 fantasy points with Bradley Beal in that lineup. We take a look at this box score here. Yeah, Kuzma 29, 6 and 6. Bradley Beal had 27, 6 and 6. No Porzingis in that lineup, but I definitely think with no Bradley Beal benefits Kuzma more than no Porzingis, in my opinion. Ton of volume going to be for coming Kuzma's way tonight. I like the over here on this one at 36.5. So these are the 2 plays here. Obviously, fantasy score plays a little bit different here. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.